If you were gonna drag race two trucks on a dry lake bed, which ones would you wanna see go against each other? Obviously, the 2022 Ram TRX, right? 702 horsepower from a supercharged V8. Mwah, that would be awesome. What would you put against it though? Well, we decided today we're gonna put the 2022 Rivian R1T against it, the all-electric pickup truck. Now that may not sound like a perfect match, but that Rivian has 835 horsepower. So how is it gonna match up against the old school Ram on the track? This is an unpredictable surface, electric power versus gas power, all-terrain tires on both. We don't know what's gonna happen, but let's find out. Today we have two drivers from the Edmunds test team to help us. There's Reese and Jonathan.
I'm in the T-Rex, so I am, in some cases, the underdog. We know how quickly that Rivian gets off the line and it just pulls. But I wasn't originally gonna use launch control because of the surface, but it seems like this surface there's a lot more grip than what we originally thought. So I'm gonna use the launch control. I'm gonna dial it up just a hair and hope that that doesn't come to bite me in the ass and I just get massive wheel spin. I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if just taking it up a notch on the launch control will help this to get an even better launch off the start. And you know, hopefully that Rivian hits its speed limiter and the T-Rex will have enough room to catch up. So that's the plan.
I'm going to get a little sneaky and put it straight up sport. Lower ride height. Now this is either going to hurt me or kill me because the surface out here is a little uneven, but I think it's still flat enough that I'm going to get a better launch, not squat as much. I don't know. Mash the pedal and go.
Here's what you need to know. These two trucks in our testing did almost identical 0 to 60. So on dirt, with the wind, in a quarter mile, anybody's game. Countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, Rivian with a great start.
Come on, baby! Oh!
TRX is really gonna have to catch up now.
Oh man, that Rivian is so fast!
I don't know if it can do it.
Oh, dude.
Come on!
Not even a chance. Oh.
I can't wait to see the times on that one. They were both cooking, man.
I see what you mean by a dust issue right now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it, but man, that Rivian is. It kind of sucks to be on this side of the track, man.
I know.
How did you feel on the launch? Was it everything you hoped for?
It's so odd still in an EV to just like have all this thrust and no like audible cues. Yeah, man, it just laid you back in the seat and.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I got a pretty good launch. I'm not gonna say it was as good as yours. I did mess with the RPM a little bit, but I don't know, it felt solid. I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of wheel spin, but you were just gone. Like there's no chance of catching up, like none, at least from a standing start.
Yeah, I think like if you had a little more room, I think that Ram might come up on us, but yeah, it's just, this thing gets such a jump at the line.
Yeah, I was just shocked. And like you said, I don't know, there's so much drama. You know, the launch control in this feels amazing. Like it makes all the right sounds and stuff. But then I just see the Rivian just take off and leave me in the dust. So yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about just electric power and having 4 motors and all the torques.
Yeah, all the torque.
Still though, that Ram is really impressive.
It is until you line it up next to Rivian, and then you just feel kind of big and dumb. Like you're like, that, yeah, I was smoked by something that doesn't make any noise. And here I am making all the noise.
I know, that Hellcat motor is excellent.
I mean, I give this thing a 10 for noise and a 10 for power, you know, for being honest, but you can't compete with
that electric boost.
I, for one, welcome our EV overlords. Okay, we're gonna do a rolling race just to see if there's any different behavior in the two trucks when they start from 30 miles an hour rather than a standing start.
So any bets on who's gonna win this one?
I don't know. Rolling races are always weird, and like the electric motors don't have as much of an advantage once we get moving. So, hey, the Ram might pull on it.
I mean, I'm hoping that, yeah, the 30 miles an hour gives me, it kind of takes your advantage away, like halfway to 60. And I mean, I know I don't have as much horsepower, but I know I have a higher top speed than you. So hopefully we hit that top speed, and yeah, and the Ram can, you know, chalk up a win in its column.
All right, guys, when you're ready, just start rolling, and I'll yell go when you get to the cones.
Copy that.
Here we go. They're off.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, the noise.
Whoa! So I had the downshift. Oh, come on. Oh, that thing is so quick.
I think that's all she wrote for the Rex.
So much for an advantage.
I think I need one more road race on that.
Future, baby. It's here.
That TRX looks really good in my rearview mirror.
Yeah, that's about all it's good at doing at this point.
Man,
Yeah, that's disappointing. But you know, I will say
that when I went to drop the hammer, this thing still needed a downshift, so.
I think there was a slight disadvantage in that.
I mean, it wasn't much. I think you still would have got the win.
But yeah, there was a downshift that obviously the Rivian doesn't have to do because there's no transmission.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how the torque was gonna hit right at 30 miles an hour, but immediate and fierce.
That was a definitive result. But how did it happen? In our standing race, the TRX got a great launch, but the R1T used instant electric torque to rocket from 0 to 60 in just 3.8 seconds on dirt, and it kept pulling, hitting 106 miles per hour at the quarter, with the TRX about a half second behind. The rolling race was even more decisive. The TRX roared to 103 miles per hour and a 12.3 second quarter. But EV power just hits different. The R1T beat it by a full second at 109 miles per hour. Yowza.
Holy cow, is this Rivian quick.
Well, those are pretty decisive results, and it was a lot of fun out here in the dirt and the sun and the wind and everything. And with all of that, it was the silent truck that came away the victor today. Heck of a race, a lot of fun. Let us know what we should put up against it next and see if anything can take down the Rivian out here on the dry lake bed drag race. Thanks for watching, guys.